boot forced the enemy to divert 30 of his divisions from France and the Low Countries, weakening his defenses along the English Channel coast, where our invasion of France was soon to come. We now had an army numbering millions of soldiers. We now had 150,000 armored vehicles as compared to the 29 tanks the Army had in 1940. 400,000 artillery pieces were now engaged in the war effort compared to the 235 available in 1940. From a 1940 production capacity of 117 aircraft a month, we were now producing 9,000 planes of all types a month, a plane every 5 minutes, 12 an hour. Here now was an air arm of 150,000 planes supporting the coordinated Allied effort to wipe out enemy industry, supply routes, and communication facilities. The American tiger, grown sleepy on a full stomach, or so the Japanese had thought, was now fully awake, lean, and fighting in the jungles. On the 4th of June, 1944, our Fifth Army captured Rome. It was a military victory, yes, but its psychological effect carried the greater impact throughout the world, for it was the first Axis capital to fall into our hands, bringing consternation and foreboding to the enemy, and fresh heart and rejoicing to the free world and its fighting forces. In England, after months of planning and preparation, it was D-Day -2. General Eisenhower was about to unleash the most massive amphibious invasion in history. During the big build-up, England had become a vast staging area for troops and the materiel of war. Thousands of vehicles and ready-to-be assembled combat-type aircraft. 20,000 railroad cars and 1,000 locomotives. 20 million square feet of covered storage and shop space. 44 million square feet of open storage space to hold the growing volume of supplies, wire, tires, bombs, shells, and other explosive devices. Awaiting invasion port embarkation were thousands of trucks and support vehicles, row upon row of tanks, and a wide range of artillery weapons. 170 miles of new railroad had been constructed to haul more than 2 million tons of supplies and combat hardware to the invasion ports. The United States Army had constructed 163 airfields in England for the Allied planes that were systematically bombing Germany day and night. The invasion directive issued by the combined chiefs of staff was concise. General Eisenhower had his orders.
you will enter the continent of Europe and, in conjunction with the other Allied nations, undertake operations aimed at the heart of Germany and the destruction of her armed forces.
Another American general was to have a central role in complying with that monumental order. General Omar N. Bradley, field commander of American forces. D-Day -1. Invasion forces began embarking in England. Destination, Normandy. Involved in this massive amphibious invasion were some 3 million soldiers, sailors, and airmen. 4,000 ships and boats. 20,000 vehicles of all types, and an endless list of combat support weapons. Operation Overlord, the code name for the invasion, was close at hand. Now, as D-Day and H-Hour approached, the final logistical operation was underway. In the darkness before dawn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are in the final round, match 13, with Obi-Val versus Bogdan/Raketa, who is currently named Caliber. We are seeing an Ostfront mirror matchup. Raketa had lost the coin toss. Obi-Val had won. He has opted for Warfare 11. Sky has gone, Raketa has gone and picked the bottom side. So, once again, we are seeing the good old Ostfront mirror matchup here. And we also have our special guest here, Quick Six Hatch. He is a pretty well-known Gates of Hell player, especially a commentator. He tends to cast a lot of games. So I will probably drop a link to his channel here in the next intermission. So Obi-Val opening up with, I believe, the 180 Jaegers. Wow. It appears Bogdan is saving up. I think he's going for the 230 Jaegers. I don't know if I normally feel that those are worth giving up the coverage advantage. They do get, obviously, better equipment and better skill, but cover means a lot in this game, especially this mod, and especially this map. There's some very key walls that you want to get to, especially over there on the left flank. Over here, it's not as important, and the center is just going to be a brawl regardless. Bogdan going with a heavy push on here to the southeastern side, as he pretty much made himself known for, pushing one side very aggressively. So we have a temporary pause. Sky is pushing mostly over here to southeast side as well, setting single buys over elsewhere. And we are on pause. Not sure if they're getting some lag because of me. I am by far the furthest away, which would be at 181 ping. Still within the realms of acceptable, but not ideal. Of course, it would impact me more than them, but nonetheless, it still does. Very interesting that Bogdan does this. I really don't know if that's the call in this case. Sky is obviously prepared for it. He has MG42 in position. Counter MG42 engaging. And Bogdan wins out. That is quite massive. The Sky is already in position with the MG assist to go pick it up. So he will have to continue that war and keep winning that war while trying to regain land. He has managed to recover the MG42 and successfully disengage. Certainly a bonus, though. He has lost out on quite a bit of kills over here, though with the level and quality difference, even though being 3-2, it is still balanced out in score, relatively speaking. Then reinforcing that side with another 215 Jaeger. Very bold of him, not sending anything over to the flanks. Sky has not taken full advantage of this. Only holding it tangentially with a couple of units, though he has pushed into a much stronger position out in the middle. He is now, or should I say, Bogdan is finally sending his own infantry squad over to that right side. It appears that Sky is trying to reinforce his guys with ammo. I'm not sure which one exactly he is looking for here. I would normally expect it to be a Grenadier, but that is not what I am seeing. Bogdan does not have any of the center points still. Again, had a pretty good grenade, but still didn't manage to pick him off. And had laid down just in time to avoid it. That's just a matter of time. And now we are seeing the Strauss troop out from both sides. It's become the 1v1 meta. Mostly because they have a squad, or a half section of Gebirgsjäger in the back of them. Or the Ostfront Gebirgsjäger. Which have 8 skill, and of course they each have MG42s in each, on top of these little half-tracks. The half-tracks are of marginal use. It is mostly for the infantry that you buy them for. This guy, it looks like he's probably setting up. I don't know if he's trying to put the machine gun there or if he's trying to put a grenade launcher in there. Either one could be certainly good. Case. Strauss troop PZB half tracks. At least on. Oh, snipes everybody out of that half track, at least in the actual commander seat with that PCB. So he does need to finish it off, and now here comes the Dole again. Looks like Bogdan had one out in that, so he's up one in the half tracks currently. 290 Jaegers out for Sky. PCB out for Bogdan. Sky is now over 1/5 the way to winning, so Bogdan still has time. Bogdan has traded very well in the Gate E. He's up 2-to-1 in ratio, although Sky still has the more favorable positioning. He just needs to be careful of dealing with these PCBs. They are more than capable of sniping off the infantry. Given enough shots, they have very high fire rate and pretty good accuracy with the Australian elite crews. PCB's moving forward. I'm sure he's trying to snipe something or what he was going for there exactly. Bogdan has now pushed ahead on the flag capture. He is now 5-4. Seeing 2cm Puma out to try and counter these PCBs, and honestly it probably does work out as a pretty good counter, as at max range 2cm has still superior fire rate and has a little bit additional range. But both are probably going to struggle a little bit to kill each other. Simply the nature of the 2cm. Does not stop Sky from doing so. There's a Liege Puma now in as a counter to the 2cm Puma. Doesn't get the kill, but the 2.8's now within range. This is very risky either which side of them. Oh, and the PCB lands a hit, gets a stun and decrews part of it. But will the Liege Puma get backed out quick enough? PCB gets decrewed, but well, the 2cm Puma will be able to chase down the Liege Puma before the Liege Puma kills him off. At max range, he's really going to be struggling with a pen. And the PCB's moving forward. He doesn't land a pen, though. Will the PCB get it? Down it goes to the Liege Puma. It was unfortunate for Sky. Does leave him in a good position with the Strauss troop half tracks, but with this Liege Puma now on the field, he can go around and snipe things with impunity. It looks like that was an SP buy as well, which is not surprising, but that does put him a little bit on the back foot in terms of having elite infantry on the field. Panzer 1 out from Raketa gets stopped out by the PCB. PCB is pretty much the perfect counter to the Panzer 1. Very high rate of fire, very high accuracy, and more than enough penetration to go into Panzer 1 in most cases. My volume might be turned down a little bit. Let me make sure it's up for you guys. My Discord likes to do that. Auto lowers the volume. It's quite annoying. Bogdan is now up on the objectives. Or should I say, all the way up. He is capturing all 5 of the points, or had all 5 of the points, but Sky is regaining this one down in the bottom corner. We're past 10 minutes, and we are seeing 1 officer out for Sky, and 2 out for Raketa, including a veteran officer. Now seeing another buy of the Strauss troop. Relatively close range firefight going on over the hill over here. Does manage to pick one off with that grenade, but Raketa definitely coming out worse in this engagement. KD wise, it is evened out. Now seeing the Pack Puma out for Sky, that gives him a 20-meter range advantage on the Leech Puma. Still, of course, still vulnerable to it, and it has better arc. So if the Leaf Puma were to move into a position like this, it could pretty much zone out the Pack Puma from here. It's not in a good position at all, and certainly crossed the wrong way right now, currently. Sky's Thrust Troop Pass Drive does win out once again. So it had taken a destruction to one of its wheels and damage to its track. I don't believe it is mobile. I'm not sure if Sky realizes that. Raketa has pulled back a lot of infantry out of the middle after securing it, looking to make a move probably over onto this corner over here, although it is fairly well defended. You have crossfire as well as a sniper and machine gun behind sandbags. This is just an MG. Of course, those are the good Jaegers. Leech Puma now moving to engage, not sure what he's looking for. Up into danger zone of what could be anti-tank rifles or Panzerfaust. Definitely wants to move this back. It's a very dangerous location to be in. Raketa has begun his assault over here with 4 machine guns. Sky has a superior positioning and a sniper still. Raketa's machine gun did go down, however. I suspect he will end up taking this. Sniper does pick off one of the MGs. Comes T-34 and Strauss troop after. The other Strauss troop after being sent on over to the other side. So yeah, he will full clear this side. Pack Puma now rotating. We're seeing another Strauss troop out from Sky. Really, neither of these Pumas have been put too much value outside of killing other Pumas. T-34 is in a pretty good position though. He is a little bit wary about the Panzerfaust, however. The sniper has pretty much been solo responsible for holding his side and gained a ton of value. 7 kills against Ostfront infantry. T-34 in retreat against the Puma. Down goes this thruster half track. That thruster half track could have killed this Puma. AT rifle takes out this thruster half track. Blood of these thruster half tracks. Sky is now up to all 5 of his officers. Keta appears to be at 4, including 2 veteran officers. Not sure if Skies are veteran or what they are. Ooh! And there it was, Liege Puma sneaking up and finding the angle to kill off the back Puma. That's huge. Liege Puma does eat a Panzerfaust though, doesn't go down though. Only a benign penetration. T-34 now able to push forward without too much of risk. Sure if he's engaging the sniper. Looks like it. We will almost certainly be seeing the Stug Ace here in just 3 minutes. Thruster Pass Track does take a hit, but manages to keep going from the T-34. At relatively close range, it is capable of killing that T-34, but we are seeing a Panzerfaust moving in. I don't think he's going to get close enough though. Nope, he does not. Much infantry covering it. Sky is at an infantry advantage, I would say, over the majority of the map, but he's at a severe vehicle disadvantage here. Scores are relatively even. Riquette and Elite slightly. Flags are currently in Riquette's favor, but Sky is up on the point, 56-36. Seeing smoke and grenade action now going down in the middle. The good old grenade brawl continues. Oh, that one grenade had deflected the other one and saved him. Very high micro going on in the middle. Grenades and dodging going like crazy. Now Riquette has pulled out ahead, but just barely. Perfectly aimed grenades, however, even with the weaker German grenades, still able to pick off these elite Ostfront infantry. This is top tier grenade micro, as cancer as it is. Interestingly enough, there's a sniper push forward here in the middle. That's definitely a mistake. Especially as he pushes close to his grenade. He's just so obsessed with these grenades. He's risking a very valuable unit. Doesn't even pick off the MG. MG knocks him out. He gets back up though. When he lands the shot, now he's distracted on the other targets. Now seeing T-34 engaging over here in the center as well now. Knocking out this wall could be very useful to him to put fire down this way without exposing himself to too much of threats in that direction. That would keep him pretty much secure from all threats if he was firing from here into here. I'm seeing 2-9 Jaegers moving in to reinforce this push. Sky coming forward with a Panzerpass. Not make it past the wall of elite infantry though. Stug Ace is now an option for both of them, not seeing it out from either one of them, however. Imagine we probably won't see it unless they are counter-buys to one another. A lot of infantry supporting this now. Sky not going to be able to get close enough to defense plus 100, I don't think. His wall is also fairly tall. Does manage to get the hit. Horizontal and vertical, and hits it with the second one, takes it out. Glorious play on Sky there. And then continues with the grenades. However, in the grenade fight, Sky had lost out, and the middle retains in Raketo's hold. We are seeing the Stogase, though, out from Obi. I wonder if we will see the sound. Oh, no, we already see the Stogase out for Caliber. I bet it was a counter-buy. He's probably looking for it. I am rather curious. I don't really feel like he needed the Stogase in this opinion. And he already has the vehicle dominance. Will he be able to put it to work? Or grenade micro going on. Raketa proved superior in this end. Interestingly enough, the Stug Aces have moved in opposite flanks, however. Will not be engaging each other. Be a question of who can make use of them more. Imagine they won't be risked simply on the ends. They are the deterrent against each other. Although the Stug Ace could certainly engage this Leash Puma. Not too much of a risk. Leash Puma is technically capable of killing the Stug Ace, but is incredibly unlikely. Look at now managed to fully clear out the middle for the short time being. Sky does have a PTRD. Not sure where he is looking to go. Maybe this half track over here. About managing to pick up a lot of Raketa's machine guns over here. Two of the machine guns and the machine gun assist. Interestingly enough, Sky had managed to get a smoke in there in front of all those guys and get into the cap, so he'll be capturing that, and that will put him back in the flag lead once again. Checking in on the KD once more. It is slightly in Raketa's favor, still very, very close. Nothing too interesting going on. Very similar situation on either end. We are seeing, however, another T-34 being deployed onto this flank. Stug Ace will almost certainly be used to engage that. I do find it rather interesting that he goes for the T-34 when he go for the Panda 3J, which effectively achieves the same thing at substantially less cost. 90 MP. Almost a quarter of its price. HE, of course, on the T-34 is better, and of course the armor is better, but Panda 3J from the front is immune to the AT rifles. Guy definitely in much better positioning with his MGs over here in the middle and eastern side of the map. This guy managed to get a couple of guys in the building, which will allow him to capture out that middle point. As one of the imbalances on this map is this building right here. So Ace does find the Leech Puma and takes it out. And that now sending out a Panzer I, realizing that the Stug Ace is onto the air flank. Sky has little to deal with this outside of the PTRD. PTRD is potentially capable, but Panzer I is just as likely in killing it. Sky is now launching a further counteroffensive to regain the last point here in the middle. This second to right northwestern point. Well, it looks like he's mostly stopped, interestingly enough. Stug Ace does land a shot on the T-34, lands penetration. It's not dead, however. Ketta's not reacting, and it's tracked, so now it is dead. There's no saving that. Penetration transmission damage, but it's not finished yet. Well, Sky realized that he should be finishing it. Ketta making a bold run with the PZB, manages to pick off a couple of MGs. Sky does land a grenade in, and it goes down. T-34 is finished off by the Stug Ace from Sky. Now seeing a Panzer II moving in as well on this flank. I'm guessing the 250 was just being used as a probe. As long as he stays outside of Panzerfaust range, he might be alright. PTRD is of course capable of killing them, but again, the Panzer I and the Glocks with the Ostfront crew are more than capable of killing the anti-tank rifle as well. Especially with the Panzer I's known trolliness. Panzer I takes a track damage. Second penetration. Third penetration. Fourth misses. Panzer I now distracted firing at something else. That's good for Sky. Panzer II is now engaging him, however. Sky is wisely running from the target. Strasstrup half-track is moving in. It will very well die to the Lux, but it does have an advantage in the case against Panzer I. Does take out Lux with an engine fire. It's a horizontal turret drive. I don't actually know if that applies to the Panzer I. I assume so. I really should just move the PZB a little bit forward to kill it, even if I'm risking it to the Stug Ace. He has now run himself out of ammo trying to kill this Panzer I. Panzer I's being as toxic as possible, as Raketa now sends another Panzer I into middle. Panzerfaust catches the wall instead of the tank. Does land a penetration, keeps going though. It is unfortunate. Panzer I, however, is still alive. It has no target spotted to really engage. Now it should be. Oh wait, no, the horizontal's broken. So yeah, it is definitely applying to the Panzer I. With that track broken as well, it's nothing more than a distraction apparently. We're now seeing the Stug Ace on Stug Ace action as Sky rotates to engage his Stug Ace. Right here could be the determinant of the match. Not sure if Sky still has any SP remaining. Currently engaging the Panzer 1. Panzer 1 is now decrewed. Severely damaged, but still not completely taken out, and there it goes. Well, another Panzerfaust hit onto the Panzer 1, but only takes out his track this time around. I can feel Sky's rage. Keda has now swung the flags into his advantage, although Sky is ahead on flag score and massively ahead on unit score at this point. Sky's Stug Ace has disengaged from that duel, interestingly enough. Abandoning his infantry to the other Stug Ace. And instead decides to take out his own MG. It's not the wise decision. He was going for the Panzer 1. Panzer 1s have probably not gotten their value back, but they've certainly gotten a lot of disruption, and that is for certain. Trying to throw grenades into those windows is rather difficult. All I need to do is put a couple of anti-tank grenades or dynamite in there to resolve his issue. Down goes that man in the window finally. Cheeky little position for an anti-tank rifle, although vulnerable to the grenades. Now seeing a mortar now in. Certainly enough. Could certainly get some value back. Of course, Oshron has the veteran mortars, and we are seeing heavy ammo crate and an infantry ammo crate. I think he didn't realize that he could choose infantry at first. It will certainly clear out this middle over time. Although, that being the buy, I'm not so certain. Although, the alternatives are rather slim. Especially in that price range. Stug Ace for Sky now rotating back around to the air side once again. Vehicle threats have been dealt with. This and Sky is going to start bombarding the middle. Looks like the way he is facing, although he's not. There he goes. Now he's engaging. It'll be interesting to see if Raketa does counter that. Is now trying to run from the bomber route. This has forced Raketa into a killing field. The mortar is definitely doing its job. More grenade micro ensuing. the player able to secure a kill. Ended up working out for Sky's favor there. 290 Jaegers being moved into reinforcement. We're seeing a Panzer I and a T-34. And from Raketa, he is definitely going more tank heavy than Sky. Panzer I likely going to the middle. But I'm curious about the intentions of the T-34 in this case. Stug Ace is of course alive and well. And the very high threat of Ostfront Panzerfaust makes trying to bait rather difficult. Flag scores now pretty much dead even as the flags start to fall dead even. Very close game in this mid matchup. Sky is still out considerably ahead on the KD, however. He's been able to put his Stug Ace to far more use. His Stug Ace has only achieved a couple of kills on some Jaegers. Panzerfaust misses onto the T-34. Steel pylons, of course, being a little bit of an issue. Sky does not have any more Panzerfausts in immediate position. He does have some behind the building and further back, but therefore is going to be able to clear this out fairly well here. At least for the time being. The Stug Ace is now rotating to engage it, as it is wisely being done. Appears Raketa is now trying to cut off this entire side. He has a good position along his wall with the Panzer 120, but the Stug Ace is going to make short work of this Panzer 1. Down it goes. Got a Stug Ace moving forward, but not looking to engage directly, interestingly enough. Stug Ace now looking to try and find a shot on T-34s that are annihilating his infantry. No attempts at Panzerfaust in the middle. He could definitely be moving the Panzerfaust forward and taking another shot at him. In either which case, a couple of units in the middle for Raketa. Let's take out the Panzerfaust in that building. Stug Ace does manage to find a cheeky little shot on that T-34. For that. Seeing another Lux out for Raketa. Now a Panzer 1 out from Obi-Val. Mortar being used to great effect, picking out more of those Jaegers. Only up to 6 kills, however, quite a bit of disruption, damage, and more importantly, each one of those Jaegers is very expensive in of themselves. The mortar itself is only 420. So he only needs to kill about 1.5 of those Jaeger squads to recoup his value. Albeit it's not directly linear. It does appear he has used up most of the ammunition, however. It depends on what now moving to clear out that center cap. Guessing both players are probably still above the CP cap. Ostrom's infantry is rather expensive in that regards, although very effective. Yeah, it does land a Panzerfaust of his own onto the Panzer I. Is equal to let's cross through half track. MP is going to be running out here relatively shortly. Looks like the Stoke Ace had actually struggled with ammunition. More ammo coming up for the mortar as well. Lux does pick off a sniper from 290 Jaegers. Hoping to make enough impact for the new anti-tank rifle moves and gets him. I'm guessing this is a PTRT as well. Yes, it is. Case now continue to be put to effect using up its newly found HE shells to at least break up the cover, although hasn't managed to pick off any of the infantry so far. Flags are continuing to be dead even. Sky at 104 to 87 as far as that is concerned. However, Ricketta is now managing to pick up this side flag. AT rifle now in position. Will it get the Lux? Does take side shots from the MGs along that wall. His smoke does not fully protect him. Lux now realizing the threat is engaging as well. So that anti-tank rifle is a pretty safe spot to be picked up, and Sky is immediately going for it. Run out of ammo, or they were looking for the MGs. Actually, yeah, it looks like they were looking for the MGs. But most of them have despawned. Seems to be too slow. Or unable to get them, or they have been destroyed by HE. I'm not sure exactly of which. Does land a penetrating shot on the Lux, but the Lux immediately snipes him off with that direct control shot. That's painful for Sky. Mortar is now firing ineffectually in middle. We've actually seen a heavy ammo truck being brought up by Sky. Sky does have 1100 MP in the reserve and is now under the CP cap, so he's doing quite well. I imagine Bogdan is now under the CP cap as well. However, how much money he has in reserve, that I do not know. There could be a risky move made to go and snipe off the Stoke Ace, but I feel like these players are going to get the more consistent slow burn and just try to drag it out in the infantry fight. all it would take is to buy one of these two. You know, 240 to 250 range on the Stoke Ace, although getting Skies to engage that far might be a little bit difficult. Bogdan's Stoke is now rotating. Flags currently sit in Bogdan's favor as the flag score nears closer. Score has been pulled back by a little bit by Bogdan as well, now at 388 to 453 in favor of Obival. Stoke Ace still showing itself to be king for Obival. Been able to put that to much greater effect than Bogdan has been able to use his. Say that as he manages to take out Panzer 1. That had been causing him some issues. Panzer 2 is in a good location, mostly hull down. Able to keep clear of this. Sky is just continually bombarding this. The micro is definitely seems like it's slipping a little bit here, as Bogdan's good micro continues. Ouch. Now dragging it on towards the hour-long mark. Second Lux now out from Bogdan and another 290 Jaeger, so I'm curious how much he exactly has left. This would be a good time to have that mortar firing on target. Looks like Sky has realized this. Immediately attempting to engage. Has created pretty much the perfect killing field in and around the center point. You can either stay or go. Lux trying to remedy this by breaking up some of the infantry, but he's likely just going to eat a Panzerfaust. Or the Stoke Ace will find a shot on him. Panzerfaust now moving in position to find a shot. Lux disengaging potentially? Or just rotating around. Plus 100 is moving up though with that 60-meter range and the high accuracy. He's trying to find it. Will he find it? There's another question entirely. Does not. Stoke Ace now pushing pretty far forward here, likely to just engage infantry, I would guess. Mortar is also engaging. Perfectly done by Sky. Very valuable target set up there, although he is missing. If he targets the wrong position or just rolling incredibly bad RNG. Bogdan now pushing into the middle once again, trying to take it. Quick 6 has a performance drop. I wonder if he had crashed. is unfortunate. Appears that his power had cut out. Very unfortunate. Bogdan has, in spite of everything, managed to regain the initiative. Or it is still contested by Sky. Sky still sitting on 670 MP. Mortar still well supplied with ammo. Not currently being used to engage. But still ahead on the points, now pushing up more Jaegers forward. Behind armed defensive in the center with more of those Jaegers and the Lux. The house takes a shot, I think. Maybe he didn't. Looking for it. The wall is blocking him, however. Will he find a shot on the Lux? Yes, he does. Down it goes. Mortar also raining down hell. The sniper here overwatching middle is paid for himself in gold. He has now, I believe, 11 skill, veterancy 5, 23 kills. Worth every single penny. Oh, and he dies. He faces his fate to a grenade. Oh, that is unfortunate. I'm sorry. I've been looking at Raketta's values this whole time. I had forgotten. Raketta has 200, so ignore everything I said. I have gotten myself confused. So yeah, Raketta is pretty much spent at this point. for throwing the AT, or no, that's the Gua grenade into the middle. 131 to 116. Val has managed to continue holding the lead here in the kill score, KD. It does not quite make it. Makes a run for it. Perfectly preempted grenade there. Gets off both of those guys. Here comes the next one. Should be seeing more reinforcements incoming for both players. As we draw down towards the end here. Sky only needs to find one cap, and the middle is still the most likely. Imagine whoever will come towards the end here will rush their Stoke ace forward if they are losing. Grenade does not quite find its target. Down to just 2 men in the center. Giving poor disconnected friend a little update. He is tied into this match as we are. It's the MG and Sniper Bell continue. Again, another sniper who has earned his weight in gold. Will the MG heal himself? Nope, he's just going to eat a sniper bullet. Sky still remains in full control. Another 298 are moving into the center. Guys should be able to capture this with the next guy, although I'd say that as another one goes down. There's a sniper finding flanking shots, however. Perfectly aimed grenade takes out the Gua grenade. In the middle, will go back to Sky once again. Lux trying to make a move. I'm not sure what he's looking for. Maybe trying to make a run on the mortar to be incredibly bold. Panzerfaust is only just a mere meters away from being able to kill him off. Mortar now being used to try and create space here for Sky. As he tries to secure this middle down. And the grenade wars do continue. Still continuing to pull ahead on the kills, is now trying to fight over his own point that he had secured back here. Ovival needs to make a move. It's at 144 out of 155 to 3. He needs to recapture both of these points, and now there is no other option. Giving Sky a heads up. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, though, in time. Does not bring the infantry in he needs in the first game. After an hour goes to Raketa in a grueling slug match of a match, or a game. Wow. That was brutal. That was close. That was pain and cancer. That's really what that was. Come to a high-level play, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute slaughterfest. And that one sharpshooter that does find his way to the top. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys back here after an intermission. We'll be back here in a little bit.
With the coming of spring, 1944, the winter stalemate in Italy was broken. Our forces slowly resumed fighting their way up the west coast of the Italian boot toward Rome against bitter German opposition. The British advanced up the east coast in the face of equally bitter opposition. In the Pacific, troops of the 1st Cavalry Division landed on Los Negros and Manus Islands in the Admiralty Group to wipe out all Japanese resistance and complete occupation of the entire group of islands. We landed large forces at Hollandia and Aitape on the north coast of New Guinea. General Stilwell and his troops were fighting the Japanese in Burma. Was global warfare on a scale never known before. Less than 3 years before, Hitler had addressed the Reichstag.
Germany, Italy, and Japan will wage common war upon the United States to a victorious conclusion.
In Rome, his fascist partner had declared,
Fascist Italy and National Socialist Germany, ever closely linked, participate from today on the side of heroic Japan against the United States.
A Japanese militarist joined the derisive chorus.
Americans have radios, automobiles, big beefsteaks. When a people has those things, they don't want to fight. Americans won't sleep in hammocks or lie in trenches. They are like a tiger whose stomach is full. They are sleepy.
The American is no soldier.
The American, no soldier. And yet there he was, carrying the fight to the boastful aggressor. The self-acclaimed Superman was learning to his bitter surprise and sorrow the fighting qualities of the American soldier. It seems the aggressors had made a slight miscalculation.
in Italy, our forces pushed on through rain and mud, over mountains, across rivers, toward Rome. Our power drive up the Italian boot forced the enemy to divert 30 of his divisions from France and the Low Countries, weakening his defenses along the English Channel coast, where our invasion of France was soon to come. We now had an army numbering millions of soldiers. We now had 150,000 armored vehicles as compared to the 29 tanks the Army had in 1940. 400,000 artillery pieces were now engaged in the war effort compared to the 235 available in 1940. From a 1940 production capacity of 117 aircraft a month, we were now producing 9,000 planes of all types a month, a plane every 5 minutes, 12 an hour. Here now was an air arm of 150,000 planes supporting the coordinated Allied effort to wipe out enemy industry, supply routes, and communication facilities. The American tiger, grown sleepy on a full stomach, or so the Japanese had thought, was now fully awake, lean, and fighting in the jungles. On the 4th of June, 1944, our Fifth Army captured Rome. It was a military victory, yes, but its psychological effect carried the greater impact throughout the world, for it was the first Axis capital to fall into our hands, bringing consternation and foreboding to the enemy, and fresh heart and rejoicing to the free world and its fighting forces. In England, after months of planning and preparation, it was D-Day -2. General Eisenhower was about to unleash the most massive amphibious invasion in history. During the big build-up, England had become a vast staging area for troops and the materiel of war. Thousands of vehicles and ready-to-be assembled combat-type aircraft. 20,000 railroad cars and 1,000 locomotives. 20 million square feet of covered storage and shop space. 44 million square feet of open storage space to hold the growing volume of supplies, wire, tires, bombs, shells, and other explosive devices. Awaiting invasion port embarkation were thousands of trucks and support vehicles, row upon row of tanks, and a wide range of artillery weapons. 170 miles of new railroad had been constructed to haul more than 2 million tons of supplies and combat hardware to the invasion ports. The United States Army had constructed 163 airfields in England for the Allied planes that were systematically bombing Germany day and night.
guys, here we are back again with game 2 of match 13 between Obival and Bogdasha. Obival lost, picked the same map once again. Bogdasha picking the top side this time around. This time they have gone with an agreement not to pick Ostfront or SS, and so now we are seeing a US versus Wehrmacht matchup. Certainly be interesting. Definitely no mirror cancer this time around. No broken pens or ones either. It's slightly less pens of Faust autism as well. Wehrmacht has probably been the least played faction out of the entire tournament. So that will be interesting to see as well. Well, I say that. Least played faction next to Japan, but Japan is a little bit considered weak. So that makes sense. As far as who's playing what, we have Caliber playing Wehrmacht, Bogdasha, Regalit, whatever you want to go by, and Openval / Sky going with America. On a map like this, I feel like he probably goes for the assault rifle squad just to get the grenade launchers out, or is he going to say for Marines? Kedek going for the Stern Grenadiers is open. This guy has not bought anything yet. What is he? He's going for Paramount? Airborne? It must be airborne. Yes, it is. Man is all about his snipers. Airborne, of course, not as good equipment as Stern Grenadiers, but you do have a 12-man section instead with the 30 cal and the sniper. And I believe there's a bar, and then I think there's a grenade launcher in here somewhere. Don't ask me where. This guy. Certainly not bad. Seeing most of the airborne squad being sent to the right, but the 30 cal and some single buys being sent over to the left. Kind of course keeping all of his guys together, once again pushing middle this time hard, which is even more curious. Usually people tend to play the flanks as the flanks are more dominant just by the nature of having less angles to attack them from. That, of course, does very much favor the German positionings. SCGs will generally outperform the M1 Grand in these middle range engagements that you can find along in here. Most notably here, I expect him that he's probably going to push straight on through here and try to cut off these guys. There's no real cover if Sky does keep on pushing. If he moves up towards here and he cuts through here, there's no good cover to interdict him. Only the good cover is back here. Sky, however, is playing very defensively, setting up sandbags super early over here, not even going to try and push that corner of the map. Sky should hopefully be aware that he can push around here completely free. Bogdasha also being extremely careful here in the middle. This is quite curious. Now seeing Jaegers to now move towards the southeastern section of the base map. One carbine engaging in full firing here. Not pick off the STG. Looks like we have seen the armor rifles as well as the SP heavy rifles out. There we go. Sky has now pushed all the way around here into the back flag of Raketa, which is somewhat expected, although he hasn't captured the back flag back there in the corner. This is, of course, a very difficult position to be pushed out of. Sky is also going to get to deploy cover here as well. For airborne 30 cal opening up. After being put to good use, however, was in very much danger range of the grenades. Sky does manage to force him in a check with that. And there's the white phosphorus grenade decrewing the half-track. Sky can now quickly grab that half-track and mow down this entire squad of approaching Volks Grenadiers. Will the self-destruction go off in time, or will the squad stop him? The squad will stop him. Did he self-destruct it? Doesn't look like it. And we cannot catch him once again. Oh, he did self-destruct it. Okay. This guy had thrown a satchel just in case. Over on this flank, Germans very much up a standstill, and metal retains very much in Roketta's hand. We're sitting at 4-4, although very shortly 5-4 for Sky. Well, I say that. Roketta is now capturing that back flag, sending out the Volksgrenadier platoon to assist us. How does he have 0 score? I am very curious right now. I don't understand how he has 0 score. When it says score down here, there's a weird bug going on right now. I've never seen that before. So I cannot give you how well they're doing in reference to KD. Wonder if that will resolve itself. Fallschirmjäger MG42 moving up to this end of the map to counter out this 101st, or keeps like 101st, so used to that normal airborne 30 cal. Not in position to support is pushed over here. A little bit of a ridge line and the raw distance, making the difference here. So he does able to capture out the flag with support of smoke. Sky still in a fairly strong position over here, able to lock out this entire section with superior cover. Guy out with a half-track. Looks like these Rangers or these mechanized rifles. I cannot tell. It's not telling me. Rangers. They are Rangers. So we will be able to get 2 anti-tank infantry out of that on top of the, what should I call it? One half-track. Leash gun out from Roketta as pretty solid counter to this positioner. Roketta has spent more of his SP than Sky has. Definitely needs to be putting this siege to work, and he does. Really taking out 2 Rangers. He does have a Ranger on the half-track here. 2 Rangers, actually. As they do not have a support group. He is getting the accuracy bonus. That is definitely a target he wants to be looking for here. A little bit of a stutter going on. So Marines out for Obiva. Schmier MG42 not being engaged, and these Schmier to push up very far. Is a mistake. The airborne MG is able to lock it down. In fact, that is a 101st MG. Smoke got deployed, I'm guessing by Obival's trying to get the first point. And had been killed off. 101st likely to win this fight. Hopefully before he bleeds out, however. Oh, we're getting a big start there. Interesting enough. Cracking grenades proving superior, however, SCG proving counter superior. It is unfortunate. Smoke does not come out in time for him. Out with some stern grenadiers and an officer moving forward, looking to spot, I'm guessing. Realize he has found some weird, no, just some weird spot to stand him. 1 officer out for Raketa so far, and 2 out for Obival. I feel like my sound has been turned down once again. That was right. Damn you, Discord. Does manage to kill himself. No unfortunate death today. Mage does find quite possibly the weirdest angle it could find to kill that half-drive off. But he found it. Does pick off the bazooka out of it though. Which is very good for Sky. M8 paragraph over here. Don't really feel like it's what he needs, but he can certainly break up this push. The only thing really stopping it is the Bolshevik MG42. Second Volks platoon now out from Raketa. Sky now up to 4 officers here. Those Marines being sent in as well. Should clear out this flank and win Sky an advantage there. If these Volk Grenadiers standing around, that is definitely not what you want to be doing with all of that CP. But they are very low skill. Airborne M8 is now operational. have a SP by infantry as well as armored rifles coming in to support these Marines. So there's 3 squads of U.S. infantry pushing in along with the M8 versus what appears to be most of the Volksgrenadier platoon. Probably about half, actually. Leech gun has been brought over, however. Lands a perfect hit on the Marines trying to set up some fortifications. Leech gun doing the Leech gun things. The M8 is going to struggle to find an arc over that hill compared to the Leech. Careful, the Leech is generally more favored to win that. Does try to put a grenade on target from the grenade launcher. Does not work out, however. There is crossfire coming in from the middle. I think the Leech gun. Was it the Leech gun that hit the hill? Or was it the M8? It's now swapped the airborne off of the M8, interestingly enough. Losing out on that bonus skill. In favor of having some more good infantry. Sky does get the first shot off. Greta is now reacting. Gun gets decrewed and the crate goes down, but the gun is still alive. Leech gun gets another shot off, decrews it once again. That is one of the things you have to worry about. Third shot comes in and takes it out. This painful loss you were looking to avoid. Would have probably been better off with a mortar in that case. We accidentally ordered a climb over wall order instead of a take cover order. It's also painful. Does manage to get into the cap regardless. See if the sports have corrected themselves, at least for the most part they have. Sky is definitely down on the kills. We should pick up a lot of value in that case. And still continues with it. Crazy arc that it does have, and Alexis now arrived to support it. There's no AT currently in position to stop it. There is a Ranger AT with, I believe, the recoilless, but it is further back. Sherman now being brought to counter the locks. It will. It was vulnerable to the Liege to some degree, although it is pretty much capable of killing the Liege if it can find the angle, which is of course in a fairly solid position, being downhill. Although from here with HE he can probably hit it. So I'm not sure if that will be likely. Sky now up to all 5 of his officers, 3 out for Bogdasha. Volksturm actually being thrown in to hold on to the gap. Here comes the Sherman. Bogdasha realizes the threat, tries to reverse with the locks, but it's taking too long. That's going to go down. Almost certainly here. His HE loaded. He's focused on the Liege. He wants the Liege. It's probably the smart call here. Starts to revert. Will he make it out of safety? Or out of danger range of the Liege? Or Sherman. I can't speak today. That's what we found out. Which does make it to safety. Tens of 4 double SP buy now being bought in to counter that. Will deal with Sherman quite well. Gun now up to 20 infantry kills and the M8. by far the most valuable unit on the map right now. Although, oh, I didn't know you could actually scroll that. That's fascinating. So many hours in this game, and I'm just realizing you can scroll this. Interesting. There's no indication of that anywhere. There's Panzer IV back here now, just finally being moved to something where there's a lot of armor now out for Raketa. He is definitely going to be sitting high in the CT. 2 looks, 2 Panzer IVs, and of course the Leash gun and plenty of infantry at the boot. But most of it is shitty Volksgrenadiers. 4, 8. It's 5? 15, so I think he's like 13 SP spent, roughly, so he's still down at a disadvantage. He is going to push us. This is a bold position to be pushing. Not only does he have good cover initially, but if he goes prone, I believe he's completely covered by this little ridge here. So Sky will be able to hold on to that quite well, and he will have to expose himself from a lot of supporting fire. Of course, also has a secondary line. Infantry AT being brought up to deal with the Lux. (52-27), 5-4 in favor of Bogdasha currently. Still very much ahead on the KD. This is a very bold position for this Lux to be pushed into. These guys do have satchel charges. And the Recoilless now moving into position, though quite slow. Definitely lost an entire squad for no apparent reason. Does land a hit on the Lux, but does not kill it off. Breaks the engine. Second one takes it out. Second Lux, however, is moving in as well. Has created a breakthrough, but will he be able to exploit it? This guy definitely could have reduced the amount of damage that had been done here. Guy only sending just a U.S. Marines to support that currently. German did make it away from this engagement over here. So, can only be held to hold that down for the moment. This guy is able to capture out the point up from the nose of Bogdasha. This Lux still being able to run rampant. Now, only at 2 kills, interestingly, but has broken up most of the important cover on this location. Very little holding on to this point. Bogdasha really needs to force some infantry through here. Fallschirmjäger MG42 looking to move in to secure the position as well. Volkstrom being sent to die on the hill on the right. Though they don't have grenades. Is a curious choice. That was a perfect grenade through the window. It does take out the airborne hiding with the bazooka in the building. As Bogdasha is able to capture this point, and Sky is sneaked into the corner over here as well. Interesting. Really should not be happening. As Panzer IV pretty much secure complete victory over here for the Liege. Liege should be sniping off all of these airborne. Prevented most of the threat. Half-track in a position where it can sort of fire over. It's not ideal. It is providing ammunition to the Grenadiers, however. Most of the fortifications being cleared out by the Locks. Nothing in position to stop him currently, but the Sherman has arrived over from that flank. There's still a Panzer IV that can contend with him, and if he exposes his side, he can die to the Locks, but not frontally, not in the slightest. But Dusher still only has 4 of his officers. Legion. So it's not the Legion. Where is the Legion? Oh, it's sitting out behind the tree. And the Panzer IV being to put the work here. Finally, clear out some of this infantry. Being not particularly good for Sky. Sky can get the Fury at this point, but he has opted not to. Which is quite curious. I'm not sure if he's going for the Vet Slugger, or if he just hasn't realized that the Fury is now out. Fury would allow him to mop up all of this armor with very much ease. Sky has actually banked up a ton of money. He's now at 1200 MP, having sat under the CB cap for a large part of this. Does, however, need to start making some moves. Bogdasha appears at the halfway point of the game. A Panther trick here. Interestingly enough, we're seeing some action in the middle. This is... I've seen somebody do this before, but that's actually a genius spot. 50 cal can fire over these walls, but return fire is going to struggle to find the angle. No idea what that says. I'm assuming pause. Assuming we are now pause. Here we return once again. Guy is going to eke the flags back in his favor, as well as another one does not turn here in just a moment. We are seeing the veteran Jackson now out, commander being swapped around. Interesting. I don't feel like the veteran Jackson This is the greatest counter to Wehrmacht. I mean, Wehrmacht, likely he's trying to fight the veteran tanks that they can get from their SP buy, but he doesn't realize that they don't have enough for it. But of course, the veteran Jackson is very much capable of dying to something like the Naswan, or the Egg Panther, or along those lines. Any military HVAP is, of course, also more consistent. But it is time for Slugger Jackson hunting. Sherman being sent into this flank as well. This will kill off the Lux and all of his infantry. These, there are no Panzerschrecks in support, and those Panzerfaust are lesser. No Panzerfaust 100s. This is forced the one Panzer IV to rotate back. Actually, both Panzer IVs now moving over to this flank. Not sure why he had moved away to begin with. Slugger is moving this way as well. Has successfully drawn him in. Slugger is probably best in a position over here. Perfect line of sight down this way. Doesn't have a good indicator on range. And 30 to there. So yeah, if the Slugger is positioned here, he can shoot all the way down to this corner, so he can block off this entire section of the map. The battle for this corner continues. He's just been pushed very far forward. Volkswagens are getting cut down for lack of cover, by nature of being Volkswagens. This is in the divot, a divot in the terrain. Actually, it's more of a divot than I thought it was. It's going to make it hard to shoot, but he needs still push forward quite a bit. I would be very amused if this lock kills this fucking Jackson right now. Okay, he turned. I was gonna say, if he killed the Jackson right now, that would be insane. Oh, he is going for that Panther IV. Not sure if he missed there, or if it had hit the side and bounced. He is being dangerous. Does get Panzer IV. Well, we see a counter buy out from Bagdasha. Other R5 officers. This one was screwed up. That was wrong. Down goes the Lux as well. Panzerfaust trying to sneak forward, but I don't think they have a chance in getting close. Bagdasha now out with the heavy ammunition to support the Liege gun. This one empty? Yes, it is. So he's fired that off quite a good number of times. Now seeing Marines and armored rifles coming down to support this little armored push down here in the south. Slugger is wisely simming from this fight. He is no longer needed. It's not its main goal. Panzer IV playing around in the middle. I don't know if he's trying to go and find his slide shot on the Jackson. It's a very vulnerable spot compared to the Jackson right now, however. Jackson all he needs to do is drive over this way. Got a perfect shot onto the Panzer IV, and that's what he's doing. Check now being sent forward to support that as well. I think that we're going to see the Great Sky comeback. And I just need to find some answers here. Takes a shot through the buildings. Does not have enough penetration to shoot through that many walls, however. That was a difficult shot from any which form. Sky now in the lead, halfway to victory, 76-64, 5-4. Kill counter has evened out, with Raketa coming in the lead now. very curious to know how much Raketa still has banked up. All Sky had instructed was being used against him, but Sherman is making short work of the targets in that section. More half-tracks now being sent in. I do wonder if these are Rangers. These are just armored rifles. Not sure what the Panzer IV is exactly looking for here. It does, however, need to figure out some answers here. We have a Nebelwerfer. That is not the choice I would go with in this situation. Nebelwerfer, of course, is good, but there's not any support weapons that are high value to be taking out. And the Veteran Jackson is a huge issue. Hunter Grenadiers now being sent into the middle, however, as well. Towards the middle left. These Storm Grenadiers. Really not sure as to the purpose of this. He's really worried about that half-track. It's not plan the hit, however, but he made the kill it. Without seeing the officer snipe attempt going in. Oh, where'd it go? It got pushed over to the side. Tried to move it last second. 2 centimeter out and Volksgrenadiers. Will they stop it? Raketa directly on the spot with it. Volksgrenadier platoon out as well. Did he pick off one of the officers? I don't think so. No, they're all still alive as of the moment. That was a very ineffectual fire drop. You can, of course, use this recoilless here to regain some of that value. Needs to swap over, however. Down he goes, so that was not very effective. It doesn't seem like it was used as too much of a distraction, although he has managed to regain his positions along this wall here. Somehow 30 cal has managed to make it away. Just lay him down here. Will allow Sky to gain his back gap, and I'm feeling like this match is going to end up going to Sky. Raketa had simply blown his load on the Volksgrenadiers. Full clear to the point entirely. Half-track being pushed forward to support, and the Sherman. Sherman will make short work of 2-centimeter half-track. Cal lands a pen, stunning it. AP round unfortunately dives into the dirt though. Round goes to Sunday half track. This is looking like the end for Bogdausha. 24 does push forward over here and takes out Sky's halfback, however. Finishing it off now. Seeing a Stoke now in. I mean, he does have the sequence by Stokes, and that will deal with the Sherman, but how does he expect to deal with the Jackson? Is the question. He's now sitting at 6-3 on the flags, and Sky is just 40 points away from winning this game. Kill scores are relatively even. Worker firing again. Looks like it was an intentional firing. Does pick up the half track this time. And a fair bit of infantry. Definitely worth that salvo. I don't think it's paid itself back quite yet, however. Fairly close, but not quite. If he's able to make an impact flooding in here, then it might have been worth it. But it doesn't appear that way. There's still enough residual infantry supporting this. That Bart managed to pick up 4 kills very quickly there. Took a shot at Sherman. Sherman now responding. Attempting to run away. Slugger is looking to engage the Panzer IV down in the ditch. Gets a bounce off the side of the turret at a very high angle. Lands the second one and gets the kill. Will he pick off the leash gun? Does he even know it there? Not currently, at least. More Marines now being sent into this northwestern side. Still now looking to put up the half tracks over here. We are trying to disperse. Picks up one. Sherman had managed to avoid death at least temporarily, although that Stoke is very quickly closing in on that range that he needs. He is. Gets a track, so that Sherman is dead unless the Slugger can rotate in time and save him. I highly doubt it. Down goes Sherman. Half track next up on the menu. Stoke has worked out for him, but again, still just so much that he needs to regain here. With only 25 points to go. I think these are Panzer Grenadiers. That might be Volksgrenadiers. It is Storm's Grenadiers. Yeah, sorry, not Volksgrenadiers. Storm Grenadiers. It is in fact Storm Grenadiers. More half-tracks out from Sky as well. There's just armored rifles. Yes, they are. Armored rifles backed by Marines once again. Does bail out just in time before driving into a grenade. Got it with the micro, although almost missed it. This Slugger should rotate around to over here and kill off Stoke. Another intentional shot with an elbow warfare. I feel like that wasn't intentional. I feel like he had forgotten about that. How that, where they all landed very short. Both are, of course, possible. More mechanized out. Hit again, interestingly enough. Grenade does not find itself into the open part of the half-track, so half-track running wild here, though it does get decrewed. Picks up 10 kills in the meantime of its life, although that was with some direct control focus as well. Down goes the Stoke to the Jackson. Jackson had to rotate around pretty much exactly where I had said. Only 13 points from Bogdash's end, and we'll be going to a game 3 by the looks of it. Wonder if they will continue with the not super strong factions, or if we will see a return to the great bashdown, the great mirror match of Ost versus Ost. More half-tracks, more airborne out. 101st out. We have to capture this half-track here. Bogdasha is going to be able to reclaim this middle point here. But it's not currently enough. Enzipas looking for a shot here. Doesn't quite have it. However, Jackson now picking up a half-track full of men. That was just driven in full of men. That was incredibly bold. Not work out. I think Bogdasha is panicking a little bit, but he has secured the flag in the middle in the meantime, which does put him out ahead. But I imagine Sky will have no problems taking this back. Still has 500 in the bank with a massive push now coming in. 251 does go down to the Panzerfaust. Sky only needs to hold on to this flag for a very short period of time. Right, now trying to be put into the optimal position to stop the pushes of infantry down into this direction. Still providing itself some cover. As he gets sandbag and floods the point, the cap will go back to him. I've seen Goliath now out from Bogdasha. I think it's a little too late for that. Sky has now completed the recapture, but the Goliaths are coming. Will they make a difference? I fear not. In short, Sky, between the 50 cal and the grenades, will be able to stop them. He also has a airborne AT here as well with a recoilless. Sky does see them, but they're not being engaged for whatever reason. Sky is now moving a grenade guy forward. The cal does pick it off. The second one, however, coming in. Looks like the third one is still at spawn. This one will be stopped, however, too. Bar does not get a penetration. Trying to find himself through the little walkway here, trying to get into that section with the infantry. Does not get quite close enough to clear them out. 145 to 150. We're about to be out of time here for Bogdasha. It was a valiant attempt in the end. but yeah, blue has slowed too early, and the slugger was able to claw it back. Simply being able to trade far better throughout the entire game, and Bogdash not being able to make enough impact with the Volks Grenadiers. More BMing going on. Although, maybe it is genuine, but I'm not sure I believe that from Bogdash. But yeah, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this match. This game of the match. We have to go to game 3 here. That we'll get to pick the map this time around, and we will see what they do as far as the factions. We'll catch you guys back here momentarily.
With the coming of spring, 1944, the winter stalemate in Italy was broken. Our forces slowly resumed fighting their way up the west coast of the Italian boot toward Rome against bitter German opposition. The British advanced up the east coast in the face of equally bitter opposition. In the Pacific, troops of the 1st Cavalry Division landed on Los Negros and Manus Islands in the Admiralty Group to wipe out all Japanese resistance and complete occupation of the entire group of islands. We landed large forces at Hollandia and Aitape on the north coast of New Guinea. General Stilwell and his troops were fighting the Japanese in Burma. This was global warfare on a scale never known before. Less than 3 years before, Hitler had addressed the Reichstag.
Germany, Italy, and Japan will wage common war upon the United States to a victorious conclusion.
In Rome, his fascist partner had declared,
Fascist Italy and National Socialist Germany, ever closely linked, participate from today on the side of heroic Japan against the United States.
a Japanese militarist joined the derisive chorus.
Americans have radios, automobiles, big beefsteaks. When a people has those things, they don't want to fight. Americans won't sleep in hammocks or lie in trenches. They are like a tiger whose stomach is full. They are sleepy.
The American is no soldier.
The American, no soldier? And yet there he was, carrying the fight to the boastful aggressor.
self-acclaimed Superman was learning to his bitter surprise and sorrow the fighting qualities of the American soldier. It seems the aggressors had made a slight miscalculation.
In Italy, our forces pushed on through rain and mud, over mountains, across rivers, toward Rome. Our power drive up the Italian boot forced the enemy to divert 30 of his divisions from France and the Low Countries, weakening his defenses along the English Channel coast, where our invasion of France was soon to come. We now had an army numbering millions of soldiers. We now had 150,000 armored vehicles as compared to the 29 tanks the Army had in 1940. 400,000 artillery pieces were now engaged in the war effort compared to the 235 available in 1940. From a 1940 production capacity of 117 aircraft a month, we were now producing 9,000 planes of all types a month, a plane every 5 minutes, 12 an hour. Here now was an air arm of 150,000 planes supporting the coordinated Allied effort to wipe out enemy industry, supply routes, and communication facilities. The American tiger, grown sleepy on a full stomach, or so the Japanese had thought, was now fully awake, lean, and fighting in the jungles.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back with the third round of pain in this final. Obival versus Bagdasha. Bagdasha has gone with Bastion. Obival has opted for the top side, and they have set their hearts and minds on the Ostfront mere beat up. And they need to ounce every little bit that they can, as they are fairly evenly matched players. And so here, oh my, it is the most blinding of the presets, so rip your retinas. Sorry for all of you and myself, but here we go. You know the drill. You know what we're gonna see. For the most part, an 80 Jaegers from Sky, and we are seeing 230 out for Bagdasha. Actually, we've gone with 215s. Interestingly enough. There's even more of an impetus on getting to the cover on this map than Warfare. Odasha moving very heavily on this north end of the map. Sky is spreading more wide, but pushing center very heavily. Odasha playing extremely passively. What is this? Blowing sandbags here already? This is even more questionable. Where did the machine gun go? There he is. He was deploying a sandbag with the machine gun, even more oddly. Odasha never ceases to confuse me. This guy should push very aggressively. Then, around this flank, and then they just go straight for the 290s. I should not go to the 290s, opting for another 215, and Sky is sending out more single buys. I feel like he could realistically hold on to this pretty well. What he has and where he has it positioned. That is unfortunate. Grenade maker. Oops. The house, although they should have seen that coming. Pays the price as a result. Let's see, 235 acres out from Sky. Sky hasn't even pushed into this back point. I don't understand why he lets him get away with this. There's nothing here. He could have just full push. You know, I wonder if he's using these infantry ammo crates because he only pays a little bit more for the crates. It's entirely a possibility. Versus the single buys. Though they're not exactly that effective. Now seeing the Strauss troop out from both sides, as one would expect. Will this break Sky's line? PZB on PZB duel. It is a sporting PZB in this case. Sky is ahead, 7-3, 27-0 as far as the flags, 12-8 as far as it goes, so he is doing well. Sky apparently was very worried about sneak buys happening up there. An attempt to do a search by the looks of it. This is the Panzer pass on to the SDF gets it. Easily deploy this man as well. So we see that here in a moment. This guy fell out with 290 Jaegers. Actually, it appears not sure where he's at, but the PZB had gone down for Raketa. That is a fairly big loss. Sky's PZB takes out one of the 250/11s. This is looking pretty bad for Raketa at this point. I'd like to see Sky, knowing that he had picked off the anti-tank rifle, to move forward and engage these guys. Especially if he brings, oh, I suppose he can't bring an officer quite yet, but a sniper to spot these guys. Or just ground fires. 290 Jaegers, of course, out for Raketa as well. Seeing Luge Puma now out for Raketa. Nothing on the field to deal with it for Sky. I'm guessing he hears it as he is immediately vacating his position. While he wait for the Pack Puma. Still 3 minutes for the Pack Puma. Luge Puma is on the hunt for the 250/11. I don't think he's going to be able to get it though. He is going to be able to escape here. In fact, he could actually close this distance and engage him with it very easily. This one is likely the next one on the list. It is spotted. Sky realizes the threat. He's not going to make it out of the range, I don't think. Misses it, flips the Jaeger, only kills one of them somehow. It doesn't look like he will make it away. I think this AG rifle took a shot at the Leech Puma. That was very sneaky. Surprised he had found the angle. It is very important to keep this guy here and keep him alive, and that will prevent the Leech Puma from pushing forward. Jaegers supported by the remnants of another 290 Jaeger, and the Leech Puma pushing the side should be able to clear it out pretty easily. There's not a lot holding it. So Ovidal is picking up some kills. Warrant Strasstroop out for Raketa, not for Sky, at least as of yet. Veteran officer out for Raketa as well, and a normal officer. By the looks of it, no officers out for Sky. 250/11 battle continues. Sky comes out on top, having the superior position. Oh, and he finds a shot. I didn't think he'd be able to shoot through that, but he did. It has a high enough rate of fire that it's able to make the difference. Although, he probably doesn't have enough penetration. And the Leech Puma is hunting, and we really should move over to here. Needs to move. He just moves over here, he takes it out for free, pretty much. He's going to leave his death to the Leech Puma. Almost picks off the very valuable AT rifle and does pick off the MG Schütze. 90 years now out for Sky. Black Puma is available, we're not seeing it from Sky. We're getting down to just 10 SP. Raketa has now cleared out this flank. There's only 50/11, and now these 290 Jaegers coming reinforced. Lux now making a move in the center. Takes out 250/11, finally with the Legion Puma. Enough shots have gone by for the accuracy that thing has. Stray bullet and actually hit the the guy behind the officer actually hit. That could have been very bad. Probably be safe to pop up and snipe this Lux. So if he drives directly into it, that works as well. This guy does have, on top of the AT rifle, the Holodong AT grenade, which is more than capable of killing that Lux. .290 Jaegers getting picked off on both ends over here. Pretty harsh. Black Puma is now out for Sky. He needs to not do what he did at the first game and lose it to a hill, essentially. Does have an angle, misses the first shot. Raketa now reacting pretty quickly. Will he get the second shot? No, he will not. Now looking to take a shot at the Lux. Lux, however, is just outside of range. AT rifle now engaging. Gets the Lux in the first shot. Gets a engine damage on the 250/11 before going down. That was pretty expertly played there. And with a little bit of luck, that does allow Raketa to capture that point there. Bringing Raketa back even, although Sky is already halfway to winning this game and is 50% ahead on this kill score. Better units on the field and less SP being spent still, I think. Yeah, because he's down to 10. He should be at 12. Get that now out with another veteran officer. /4 Pack Puma does finish off that 250/11. There's now only the Leech Puma on the field for Raketa. Sky is finally now pumping out the officers, buying the SP officer that puts him at 2 versus Raketa's 4. Sky really should be investing in a couple more officers. And we are seeing a Strauss troop out as well now. From Sky. These positions are all very much recoverable. I think you engage with the Panzer 1 at this point from Sky. I think I would pick up the rest of my officers and then go with the Panzer 1 to clear out these positions. Over here. Panzer 1 over here is pretty much low threatened. However, the Panzer I comes out from Raketa. There's a known 234/4 on the field as well as Strauss Troop being common. Takes a Panzerfaust shot at the building. Comes the Panzer I. Sky now reacting, sending the Strauss Troop half-track in to deal with it, well as buying off a PTRD. Faust man trying to find an angle. It's the it's the fucking post, doesn't get it. Just use the Strauss Troop, my guy. You have two of them right here. Literally just drive it forward and it's not a problem. This is painful. Another one does get taken out through a window of the house, no problem though. Puma now trying to make a move, however. Looks like Sky is going to push into the back point, although there is a MG and sniper in position to stop him. MG goes down, sniper being targeted. Trying to displace. Puma trying to stop the contestment of this cap. Sniper knocks the guy down. Pac Puma needs to find a shot. No, he hits the metal post and it bounces. Sniper is still, two snipers continuing to present an issue. Needs to get smoke in there. There he does. Should rectify the problem for him. Well, is he actually in the smoke? He doesn't get into, pushes the smoke too quickly and he gets shot for it. Needs to push another guy on in. Was a mistake on Sky's part, preempting it too much. Regular smoke is not white phosphorus. Here comes the Strauss Troop. Strauss Troop could kill off the Leech Puma here. Leech Puma is very much focused on the infantry, trying to deny it. I would push this directly in right now. You're very much capable of killing the Leech Puma at this range. No, I say that. It's at max range. Just about. Does manage to decap that point. We'll put it at 5-5, but the snipers do continue to keep hitting him, and he gets killed off by the Leech Puma. Well done by Raketa there. Pac Puma making a long rotation, trying to find a shot on that Leech Puma. If he kills that off, he will be in good shape. We need a quick pause once again. That one Penzabuka who had taken out the Lux and the half-track on top, followed by the Leech Puma and the Pac Puma. We go with the unpause. Pac Puma going to put that second shot on target here just momentarily. Down goes the Leech Puma. Only hull damage though. He probably wants to make sure he finishes that. Oh no, ammunition fire. It is very dead now. Sky now has complete impunity with the vehicles. Just needs to make it work. Needs to put his guys on hold fire or get some more smoke in that point so he can take it. Just keeps getting picked off by these snipers. I'm seeing a T-34 now and try and stop this infantry push. Will the pack bomber respond? Yes, it is. Pack bomber will be able to deal with that fairly easily, most likely. But there is a Stug Ace now, and that is going to force the pack bomber now off. And we're seeing a Stug Ace out from Sky as well now. A great Stug Ace standoff continues. Will he get the capture before this man goes down? No, he doesn't. Just lay down or throw smoke. Oh, this has been so painful to watch. Let's try to capture this point. Stockcase struggling to find a shot on this. 251/11 or 250/11 does finally find it. Can he see Sky's? No, he cannot see his Stuggaze, so unless he heard it earlier, he has no idea that's there, though he should expect it. This 250/1 is not very protected. It is going to go down. In just a memento. Just wooden houses. Not sure why he had it positioned there to begin with. Stuggaze looking for a shot on the T-34, will find it. Pack Puma should be rotating it around to the other flank. Pushing forward, trying to interdict the side of this point. Point is going to go back to Balgasha. Get a Latit. Caliber. Whatever you want to go with. Is now making more of an effort towards this right side here. Grenade misses its target. As the Tiger T-34 clears out middle to some degree. Sky finally rotating the backbone around to deal with the C-34. It is about time in that manner. He needs to pause once again. Well, 5 officers out for Raketa. Well, 5 out for Sky as well. Flags are currently evenly matched, 88 to 17 in Sky's favor. Kill about 20% in favor in Obi Battles. And here we go, back at it again. He's being very fair about his pauses, so I certainly cannot complain. Sky Sky looking for a Panzerfaust shot on the T-34, but it's not finding it. Counter grenade throw attempted on the Panzerfaust man. Sky would have avoided it, but ran back in, just barely survives that grenade. Going to get shot through these windows. Or the MG there. Yeah, that was a foolish move there. Too obsessed about killing the shitty tank when he has his own tank killing thing. All he has to do is pincer him, move the Stillgaze here, move the back Puma here, and just be mindful of his own Stillgaze. Now on the run from the back Puma. As he attempts to shoot through multiple buildings to kill him. I'm starting to lose my voice after talking all this time. Dash now pushing forward with his Stillgaze. Just trying to engage some of the infantry. Very easily rotate this back from to go and kill through the report currently, but he's too busy trying to kill off the infantry in this house to get the cap. He's now completely lost the middle as well. Stillgaze finally does something. Looks off one of the straw strip. Bit of a lag spike there. Sky needs to do something to try and regain the initiative here. He's just not doing anything inside. She's not winning the infantry pushes, and he's not killing off these tanks. 50/1 being sent to its staff, and it will accomplish exactly nothing. So, at this range, you really may be able to kill a pennant with the BCNR. Was avoided. Well, he's going for the wall. That is actually valid, although he almost failed there. Panzer 60 now trying to get him. Misses the Panzer 60, but does decrude. Finally, he has revealed the man in the house. After all that fixation, what could have been accomplished with just the dynamite and the smoke. I'm seeing elite makers out from Sky, interestingly enough. Not something you see too much. Usually people opt for the 290 squad. Was going full try with them as well. Will it be enough, however? 234 now rotating over to this flank. Shut now holding it at 7-3 in his favor. Seems to be an 8-2. This guy has lost all momentum and is not able to find it back. Keeps trying to find it through very small scale actions. Just not getting it. Bishop being active enough with the T-34 that he is safe. T-34 trying to make a move on the Pac Puma, interestingly enough. It's not what I would have expected. Misses the shot. Will the Pac Puma get him in return? Looks like he'll be back in cover. Sky needs to be bold. I would send the Stogace into the middle. Bold attempt is finally sending that Panzer 1 on over, or a Panzer 1, I should more clarify. Figure skin taken out by T-34, finding a cheeky little shot through there. Not sure what he's looking to accomplish here. This is well dug in and backed up. Should just focus on retaking this side. Killing off the T-34, something, anything really. Why he refuses to pincer it, I don't understand. They're just so afraid of losing the Stogace. It's going to cost him the game instead. That was a lucky shot with the T-34, picks off the Panzer 1. The beautiful sound of the FG-42. Oh, so rarely you hear it. T-34 really found a shot on that, or what just blew him up? It was unfortunate. You hate to see it. Yeah, I guess he must have found a shot with the T-34. He's going to recapture the side, but still needs one more point to even bring it even. Why does he keep doing this? Stop sending blobs of infantry into the middle. It's such a huge waste while this T-34 lives. Bring the Stug Ace here. You're not doing anything with it. Finally, he's moving it. Stug Ace now being rotated over this side to deal with the backbone or to force it off. Stug Ace is coming for him. This Stug Ace is rotating as well. He actually probably has a shot through there. I think he realizes it. Raketa, though, on top of the micro, realizing that that's coming. Appears to avoid it. Sky is going to try and take the shots anyhow, or at least clear out the buildings. Beautiful Bjorker not shot. Not even sure where that man was. I think he actually died right beforehand. He is going to take that flag and force it to an even. Gonna outfort more 290 Jaegers. He is set on getting rid of that building. He wants no part of that camping 234 anymore. Puma is reversing likely in the face of the Stug Ace, or realizing that's there, I should say. This does at least buy Obival time. Leads to once again big movements. Over here would be the most optimal place to push. Keep the Stug Ace nearby, push the Panzer I on through. This at least matters, at least be doing something with it, which is what you want to see. He is getting a cap in the middle. This is very important. Second grenade, however, out goes very high. Misses. And this is one of the big advantages of blowing the back wall open, is that you can get in there instead of just sitting on the edge. Fallschirmjäger FG-42s still doing plenty. Again, using Fallschirmjägers to build sandbags is questionable. Especially Fallschirmjäger MG-42s take 2.5 CP each and cost over 30 MP each. Sky now coming out ahead with that center cap, although he's losing it again. Cadet now finally putting his Sorg Ace to work. Flags are 5-4 in Sky, 92-94 for Sky. KD very even as far as KD Sport is concerned. 200 Jaegers in, something you rarely see. Plus not the Duer or not. And 284 now looking to make some moves here potentially. MG assists both still alive for the Fallschirmjägers. They have certainly made their presence felt, being one of the top units, or having been all but one squad. Not sure what this T-34 is trying to do. I think he's trying to bait the other Stug Ace. Well, maybe not, no. Looks like he's just trying to position himself to get shots on the supporting infantry here. Battle for the center rages on as Sky tries to reinforce it. Cadet pushes into this flag, although I don't think he's going to be able to capture it. There's a lot of infantry here. Sky trying to find positions to push them off. He's going to get the decap though, by the looks of it. They're about to hit the regular MP limit, and it'll be all down to payback here. Smoke being deployed here, and this is by Sky. Now here comes the grenades. And the counter grenades. Sky realized there are more men right there. Plus not. Does end up killing them anyhow with the bundle grenade. It's quite lucky. It's pretty far away. Now he's managing to sneak a man into here to start decapping this as well. Well, that's big. Oh! Oh no, that was just the T-34. T-34/4 pushes forward, picks the T-34. Stug Ace is pushing forward. He might be able to pick the Stug Ace up here. Stug Ace is in very good cover, but of course he is within range. I don't think he's going to have a shot over the body of the T-34 with that hill there, however. So he will make it away unscathed. That was well done by Sky. T-34 is not finished off, but it is very much crippled. This is the worst position that Raketa would want that in, because now he's not even getting the reduction in CP from its death. It is all but useless for a very extended period of time here. Sky now staying at 7-3 as Raketa tries to crawl back into this cap. Really both, but especially this one. Fair bit supporting this, the FG-42 and an Elite Jaeger with the MG-34, as well as another one back here with the MG-42. And another one over here with the MG-42, so there's a lot of elite MGs watching over this segment of the map. Stug Ace trying to pick off some guys. This elite Fallschirmjäger sniper up to 14 kills, definitely made himself paid for. No doubt about that. Sky now managing to retake this point as well. He's going to flip the whole center to him. This is big. How much does Raketa have in the bank, though? 35 Jaegers out, along with a Panzer I Stug Ace, interestingly rotating around to the other side. I'm guessing trying to force off this Stug Ace. He still has the Pack Puma here, which will force off Panzer I. Needs to support that Panzer I. Keep the Pack Puma away from doing so. And is continuing the bleed, but he does not care. He is putting those shots down range. Does finish off C-34. Stug Ace vulnerable on the side, but he's not going to push it. Stug Ace now looking to find the shot on the Puma. Will he find it? Doesn't look like it. He is now out of range. Panzer I does pick off the sniper, who was more than an ace. Living legend. Plus 60 looking to find a shot on this Panzer I here. He's almost within range. I don't think he sees it. Misses the first shot. Needs to use this one. Oh, yeah, second shot, but he missed it. Oh, come on, use it before you get shot. No. This guy wasted that one. Looking to use the Panzerfaust 100. Misses, goes long. Just use the Pack Puma. My god, stop being so obsessed with using Panzerfaust. You do this all the time, Sky. Max range Panzerfaust. That's all you can do. It's such a mistake. Yes, it trades up, but you have other options that you can safely excise. You'll be sitting back here. Puma is rotating to do exactly that. There is a little bit of a ridge here. It's kind of hard to tell. Panzer I is sitting down, but he could definitely be landing that shot. No doubt about it. Only 23 points away from Sky winning, however. That did manage to retake this, but Sky is trying to force it back. Once again, kills have pushed very far in Obival's favor. Middle now being pushed in by Raketa. Strong wall of supporting infantry there. Stug Ace about to take out the Fallschirmjäger MG. Be painful. Raketa almost breaking it back down even once again. Down goes another Fallschirmjäger MG. Panzer I does go down to a Panzerfaust though, which means he'll be able to retake this side. Well, there is a fair bit of support over here, the MG and the sniper. Well-placed grenades from Sky, able to defend this point, keeping them in control. 6-4, 138 to 150, or 139 out of 150 now. 92 for Bogdan. I feel like Bogdan is pretty much spent at this point. I know Sky is, so Bogdan needs to make an all-in move right now, right here, or he's going to lose out, and Sky will be the winner of this tournament. Guy's still just barely hanging on to the center flag. Not even entirely sure how. That's because he has the Jaeger as well. Both interspersed into that building. 146 out of 150. He needs to start decapping one of the flags now or he loses. Sky's picking up another one. This is the end, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think Bogdasha's going to be able to do it in time. .47 out of 150. And we're having a flag trade when he needs to take it. He's calling GG. That's it. Sky is winner of the tournament. Another glorious, painful beatdown of Osfront. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we'll catch you around. We'll probably be doing some mini tournaments that I had mentioned before, and it'll certainly be interesting. Peace.
With the coming of spring, 1944, the winter stalemate in Italy was broken. Our forces slowly resumed fighting their way up the west coast of the Italian boot toward Rome against bitter German opposition. The British advanced up the east coast in the face of equally bitter opposition. In the Pacific, troops of the 1st Cavalry Division landed on Los Negros and Manus Islands in the Admiralty Group.